Happy birth month.
Happy birth month. Have we celebrated together yet?
No.
But we do still have the sign behind us, so nobody forgets.
I like how, you fixed it. I watched our last episode and I like that the A in between day was just gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, It really adds to us like, okay, just throw it up there.
No, it's just that we don't have like
a lot of
space, you know? Mm-hmm. And maybe we didn't line it up correctly. Whatever. It's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
You know what that sign says. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birth month is truly magical, mostly because you and I have been following that it's our birthday every single day.
Every day this month, yeah.
I told my kids today, I was like, it's weird. I haven't received any of your like
payments,
Zells, expensive gifts, any
apps.
Purses, bags. I'm accepting all month.
I never wear any purses, bags, but I do accept Birkins.
Okay, guys, if you
Gucci bags.
If you go onto your Google Classroom, there is a link to my Amazon wish list.
And everything is plus $300. But I feel like a lot of the times people are really good at giving teachers gifts. So
you think so?
I don't know. I remember last Christmas, I was like, dang, she's over here being spoiled. I'm kind of jealous.
No, it's funny because I strictly told my kids not to give me gifts because their
for
families.
Christmas or your birthday?
For my birthday.
Oh, okay.
For Christmas, I was like, keep them coming. No, but it's because I feel like it's weird because then I don't want the parents to think like, did she prep our kids? So I don't like birthday gifts for that reason.
Oh, okay.
But I told him, I was like, if you want to write me a letter or like draw me a picture, you go ahead and do that. Mm-hmm. And because my birthday falls on the birthday of a famous author, a famous children's author, they drew me pictures of characters from his book. And I'm like, I hate this man. And now I have just a bunch of like characters from his stories that are just hanging in my room. And they like, I like that character. I'm like, don't you dare point at him.
Kind of mean, actually.
So now I just have a bunch of these characters on my wall. And I don't know what to do. And I still have not one Birkin bag.
Not one.
Wait, do you see this? Empty.
No Birkin.
No Birkin.
I'm just kidding. I don't understand Birkins, to be honest.
Me neither. It's just a bag. Move on.
Next topic. That's what gets us canceled. The
I know,
Birkins.
that's the thing. You don't know what Birkins have done for us. I'm pretty sure nothing. Hold your stuff. I can hold your stuff.
In my pockets and in my bra. You're welcome.
And in my heart. I was gonna. So
let's talk a little bit about mysteries and thrillers. Are you excited
all the time
that Verity is going to be adapted into a movie?
No way.
We've sent this to you. Our mutual friend Melissa and I have sent you information.
You know I don't check my phone.
You're right.
I just look at my phone and the screen is off. I don't do much with it. I am shocked. Wait. Is Blake Lively in it?
No, she's not. She's not in this one.
Crazy. I thought she would be the girl.
Why?
I don't know. She just gives that I'm going to be in every Colleen Hoover movie vibe. I just thought she would be. She looks like a perfect Verity.
Oh, the one in the bed?
Yeah. Was that you being in a bed? And scene.
Ooh, that was hard. Okay, I'm going to show you this picture. Who do you think is going to
play? Is it someone I would know?
Yes. I'm trying to remember who the character was. You know, the one, not Verity, the other one.
The girl? Mm-hmm. She would be Anna Kendrick.
Oh, right? You're close.
What? Is there another Kendrick I don't know about?
No, not the Kendrick part.
Anna. I'm going through every Anna I know in my head. I have no idea.
Do you want to see?
Yes. Wait. No freaking way. That's crazy. No way. Anne Hathaway? Mm-hmm. This is going to be an amazing movie. Dude, I for real thought that was Ashton Kutcher.
I can see the resemblance in that picture. Can you imagine Ashton Kutcher in a movie currently right now? Crazy.
That's crazy. Look at her. She's stunning.
She's stunning. And this is the dress that she may or may not. Oh, no, wait. I'm thinking of Verity now.
You're
See?
thinking, yeah.
I'm thinking of Verity.
She gets stuck in your
She's
head.
in me now.
Well, now we're finally going to have a concrete ending to that book.
Will we? No way.
We have to. Are we going to watch it together just like we did?
Yes! I can't wait. We're going to be in the back of the movie theater, like, giggling.
Kicking our feet.
It's going to be like a really sad, depressing moment. We're just going to be like, oh my God. Remember when we read that?
I know.
Beautiful.
I'm so excited to watch it with you. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, we should take your sister again.
So she could be confused and super into it.
Yeah, because she went with us to see It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover.
She ate that up.
Mm-hmm.
She ate it up.
She did.
But to keep talking about
mysteries and thrillers. And
yes, and just so much suspense.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever think
yes
about that one Stephen King book with the writer?
Oh my God, yes.
What's it called again?
The one that was a movie with Johnny Depp?
Yes. What was that called? Oh God. That's not The Shining, right?
No.
It's
wait, I can wait. The title is in the tip of my tongue. I'm like going through the alphabet like
or
oh my God. Johnny Depp, Stephen King.
Oh, was he in it?
Secret Window. That one?
The one where he kidnaps the author. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's an old one. He kidnaps the author and keeps the author because the author stopped writing his favorite series.
Oh, no. I'm not. That's not the same movie, though.
Okay. But I'm thinking
about... Is that Stephen King?
Isn't it? I swear it's Stephen. My boy Stevie.
Ew,
it's my boy.
He's like, don't call me that.
Don't ever call me Stevie.
You don't know me.
The only thing that triggers him ever.
Everything else we've said, it's fine. It's where gets kidnapped by a fan?
Yes.
It's Misery.
Yes. Okay.
I haven't seen that one. I've only heard about it.
Okay, we're watching it. Because I've never seen it either.
Okay, turn this off. We're going to watch it.
No, I'm bringing that up because what we're going to talk about today gives me the same vibe of that irrational fear I've had of what if one day I'm driving and I get taken. They see me and they're like, that's the one.
Mm-hmm. I'm like in love with that girl now. Can I just say, wait, off topic, you're giving Snow White right now.
Me?
Yeah, and you're so beautiful. You're giving Snow White.
Oh, wait. Happy birth month.
Okay, back to Misery.
Okay.
Yes, we should. We should watch it.
We should watch it. That's my biggest fear. That
was my biggest fear when I was in first grade, I think. I remember so vividly that my teacher was writing something on the board and was like, if a stranger comes up to you and is like, hey, I know your mom. She told me to come pick you up. No, what do you say? What do you say? And we're like, I don't know. We were like first graders scared. And he's like, don't trust them. So ever since then, I've been terrified. And I'm still terrified.
You little first grader, you're like, period queen.
Period slay.
What did she say? No, same. That always scared me. Mm-hmm. And the idea, because I've known people who have walked in parking lots and told me that there are people who follow them too close.
Oh my God, yes. Like, that's happened to my cousin.
That's so scary. Mm-hmm. Hell no.
It's terrifying.
And I think the most terrifying thing is that statistic that says the people who abduct are usually people you know.
Is it?
Yeah.
I always thought it was someone who would appear more friendlier, like a woman or a child. Or a child, not a child abducting you, but you know what I mean?
Who is
baiting you. Who would use a child to bait you.
Apparently it's people you know.
Oh, that's really sad.
That is really sad. Mm-hmm. And that's my biggest fear. So can I just say, what we're about to talk about today, I had no idea what it was about.
Oh, me neither.
It scared the shit out of me.
I honestly thought that it was going to be a whole other direction, but we can get into that afterwards.
So do you think, we say this so many times, we're visiting
Before
Oh,
we get started, I do just want to say that we do have book clubs, and this month's book club is going to be Tessa Bailey's Dream Girl Drama. If you're reading it or if you've read it and you want other people to talk about it with, please join our book clubs. It's under the Book Fix Pod in Fable and on Goodreads.
You can also check our link tree, linktr.ee/thebookfix, where you could get the links to join our book clubs.
Thank you.
Do you think, going back to Freida McFadden and seeing what she cooked up for us this time, do you think that can fix your life?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Queen. How many Freida books have we done? A lot.
I don't know. She's basically us. We're becoming her.
She's
slowly.
our third person.
I know. Welcome to the Book Fix Podcast, a podcast that fixes lives one book at a time. I'm your host, Cheli.
And I'm your host, Yajaira.
And today we are talking about The Crash by our girl, Freida.
It just came out, I think,
2 months ago.
Oh, was it?
Well, it came out 2025.
Oh, yeah.
We were thinking of doing it as our January book of the month, but we were like, what if it doesn't slay enough? And we were wrong.
No, the reason we didn't pick it, well, we've been thinking about picking it January and then February and I think also March.
Yeah.
But because our book club is more for like romance, fantasy, dark romance, it didn't win the poll. So, hey, just putting it out there, a Freida book could win. Just join our book clubs and, vote when we do a poll.
But to be very honest, I'm glad this one didn't win. I was so scared reading this book.
Were you?
It triggered me so much. I have so much fear in my heart. I'm just one woman.
I'm just one girl.
I'm just one woman.
I'm not a girl, not yet a woman.
Thank you. And it was funny because I was listening to the end of this book this morning, and when I got to work, I was like, it was hitting me, and I was in the front of the room just writing the math problem quietly, and one of my kids was like, are you okay? And I told them, like, got a little scared today. Sometimes we show weakness. Like, it's okay.
Very rarely, though. Don't forget.
You'll never catch me lacking like this again.
Not in the school.
My one moment of weakness is right now.
Oh my God.
I was so scared.
I get you, though. I was very anxious as well.
So let's just start off. Our main character, her name is, Tegan. And Tegan,
she's a 23-year-old who is working at a grocery store in the beginning.
Yes, but she was someone who had aspirations pretty young.
Yeah.
She had always wanted to be a nurse, and she had her life very well put together from the way she was making it seem. And one night she went out with her friends and drank a little bit too much, which is something she wouldn't regularly do.
Yeah.
But that night she was flirting with like an older man because he was like exuding confidence, and she's like, yeah, that's the one. And so his name was Simon, and her just had a night together, but it's something she remembers very little of. It wasn't until like a month later when she realized she missed her period that she realized that she got pregnant because of that.
Yeah. She couldn't even remember that whole moment.
And she seeked him out with...
Well, she only seeked him out because she saw him on the TV.
Yes.
And she was like, wait a minute, he's rich? And so she seeked him out and was like, hey, I'm having your baby. But turns out this man is married, because of course he is.
With 2 kids. And so instead of this imagined scenario where he was going to ask her to marry, or he was going to ask her to be his wife,
and she's going to live happily ever after, because I think the reason why she stopped pursuing nursing was because she couldn't afford it.
Yes.
Also, we forgot to mention spoilers ahead.
Spoilers. I had hella spoilers. Read the book or listen to this and pretend you read it. Go to book club. Fake it till you make it. But
oh my God.
So she basically lost everything, and now this man who's rich is like, by the way, I will help you pay for everything for this baby if you sign this NDA and never talk about
this. Yeah,
me or anything. Just never connect the two.
Yeah,
and it was sad.
It was really sad because I felt like she was only 23, but I felt like she was very hopeful, and I get it. And but the part that I thought was a little off-putting was the beginning when she first reaches home and she's just like, oh my God, there's a stranger here at my door. And she's just like, oh my God, there's a shadow here. This man has come for me. And then it turns out it's Jackson, which is the employee of Simon who
comes often.
He like comes weekly, I think.
But did you notice with our main character, Tegan, she overthought fucking everything.
Yeah, she did.
You think there was a reason behind that?
I think the reason behind that was so that we would assume that maybe Jackson wasn't trustworthy.
Okay.
Because Tegan also had this tendency of talking to her belly and like hearing a voice back. And she would call the baby Tuna because she craved tuna. Mm-hmm. And I think even Tuna in her head was like not trusting of Jackson.
Yep.
She was like, stay away from this man.
Okay, but I kind of ate Jackson up at the beginning. I'll be honest with you.
I mean, I get it. He was really nice. I mean, he would buy her food and help her out.
What more can you ask for?
This man literally would drive like 2 hours, I think, to like just give her Chinese food.
And he got her a little onesie for the baby that says like, your mommy loves you.
I know you ate that shit.
Jackson, I'll be right back. And it's a studio apartment. I go to the bathroom and you just hear me. I'm just like losing it. Jackson, I'm back. Sorry. Sorry, I just had to take a call.
Sorry, I just needed a moment. So our main character,
Tegan,
at this point, she's just like, you know what? Jackson is really nice. I kind of wish that I would have gotten pregnant by someone like him, but whatever. Life's unfair. And so she's ready to sign this NDA and she's really close to her brother. So like she would call her brother on the phone and her brother was like, hey, did you sign it yet? Like you're going to have so much money and like whatever. And she would answer, yes, I'm going to sign it soon. But then when Simon showed up one night with Jackson, she smelled his cologne and it kind of like triggered a memory of that night, of the night when they were together. And she realized that he took advantage of her.
Yes.
She believes that he like spiked her drink or drugged her. And she had like fragments of a memory. And so she was accusing him and Jackson didn't have the best reaction.
No, he didn't. King really failed.
He really failed. He was kind of just like, I think you're maybe wrong.
He said the thing I hate the most.
What was
the line that men use? I'm sorry that you think that you feel that way. Oh my God,
yes. You're right. I had forgotten about that. It was very triggering for me too, reading that, because I, like you, also thought, Jackson, maybe he's the one.
And he wasn't.
At this point, I was like, you know what, Jackson? I don't like you anyway. So she refuses to sign the NDA.
Yeah.
Because she wants to tell everyone what Simon did to her. And he's just like threatening her, like, oh, well, you're never going to have this opportunity ever again.
Oh, damn. I really felt for my girl, but I was for her for not signing it. I'm so glad she stood her ground in that aspect.
But I feel like an NDA, I don't know if I'm right, but I don't think it covers assault. Like, I don't think.
No, it doesn't.
So I feel like she could have still signed it. And
but
then
he still would have. He wouldn't have given her the money then. Because that was a side thing. Like, you signed this NDA, I'll give you money.
Right. But then I was thinking, I don't think an NDA applies if you literally took advantage of this girl.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
She was thinking about her kid.
Yeah.
So I kind of see where her head was at. But she calls her brother and tells her, like, I'm not taking the money. And he's like, what are you talking about? You need to. And she's like, no, you can't say anything to convince me otherwise. I'm not taking the money. And so he says, why don't you just come visit?
Well, he can't visit her because he's super busy at work.
Yeah.
And so he's like, come visit me and you can stay here with me and we can figure this out together.
Yep. So she, there's a lot that goes on this day. She takes a double shift at the grocery store she works at.
She was supposed to leave to her brother's way earlier, like I think in the morning or afternoon time. But then she's like exhausted and comes out late and she's just like, oh my God, it's snowing. There's going to be a snowstorm.
And you know what really gets me too? When she talks to her baby, to Tuna. With the moments where she's like already stressed and she feels and she's like, where's the baby? And she doesn't hear like an immediate like
response or a movement.
Fucking scared me. I was like, I don't want anything to happen to this baby. But she's already, even her baby's like, this isn't a good idea, or like, I'm tired or something. It's like, it was small, but she was like, we just got to get to
she
the brother's house.
She was very confident because she had driven in storms or snowstorms before.
It wasn't until
she was already on the road.
When she was already on the road, and I think she got stuck.
She was hungry. And she was like, no, I don't want to stop until I'm like deep enough into the drive. But.
And then Jackson calls her.
But she is trying to hit the brakes and it's not slowing down. So that's how she gets into an accident.
Is such a big fear of mine.
That was so big in telenovelas. Do you remember that?
Yes. And it triggered me.
Yeah.
I remember so vividly. I don't know if it was a telenovela or a Spanish movie where one of the cars drove like past the fence that was on a cliff and straight into the ocean.
That's definitely a telenovela.
And that stuck in my head. When I have nightmares about driving, that's what I see. So now when I watch movies that have a scene where there's an accident, I can't watch. Yeah. I can't watch. Like when we went to go see Smile 2. Oh, yeah. Just car scenes really get me. I don't ever want that to be my life. So that really got me. And I felt so bad for her because she had so much response time. And she was trying really hard to like move across or no, like not hit the tree. But she saw it and she was like, there's nothing else I could do. And I'm like, fuck, that really sucks that you had to literally sit there and just brace yourself to whatever was about to happen. And the fact that she's also, you know, she was following the nursing path. So she has a pretty good understanding of what she needs to do. Yeah. So the first thing she does when she comes to is she tells herself her full name, how old she is, where she's from. And then she starts checking all the parts of her body. And her baby's doing fine, but she checks her leg and she's like, it hurts. This is like the worst pain I've ever felt.
She's certain she's broken her leg.
And around this point,
somebody pulls up in a truck, and even though she's terrified, she's also terrified of who's in the truck. So her mind is kind of like going to the worst places and the worst assumptions, and she's just like, oh my god, this man is gonna like kidnap me or like take me or like hurt me. And this guy shows up and basically helps her, like gets her out of the car, puts her in his truck, and he's like, I'm gonna take you to my place because my wife is a nurse.
Yes. This man's name is Hank. What'd you imagine?
I imagine a big man.
I imagine Brawny, the paper towel man.
Oh my god.
I didn't know anything yet. I get it. Yeah. I get it. That's my vibe.
Well, she wasn't trusting of him at all until he mentioned a wife. And then she was like, oh, okay. Whew. Okay.
I totally get that, by the way.
No, yeah, me too.
So
But the whole time she's saying like, why don't you just take me to the hospital? But I forgot what excuse he gave her.
It was a blizzard. So everything was snowed over, which that was true the first night. So when she goes to the house, the wife is there. Her name is Polly. And she's like, oh, you could go to our basement. Like there's a bed there.
And it's already set up like a medical room because I was taking care of my sick mom who passed away. And, you know, all of the medical supplies are down there. And of course, I would be in the same boat as Tegan because she was just like, no. Yeah. I don't want to go into your basement. And she's just like, Polly tells her, well, it's more comfortable than this couch.
Yep. So she goes to the basement and she automatically is like, it smells like decay in here. Like it smells like
death.
Yes. And it's horrible, but she sits on the bed and Polly's like, just so you know, there's no phone service here. The electricity is all gone. And
there's no phone service at all because it's gone because of the snowstorm.
Yep. And also because of where they're at. Everything about it's bad.
Yeah.
The electricity.
They're very isolated.
Yes. The electricity was gone for the first night and it really sucked because when they said goodnight to her, they literally closed her in a dark basement.
Even though she asked to leave the door open. That was so sad.
Oh gosh.
I feel like this one was really predictable.
It was really predictable. I got it.
Yeah.
I never get any of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't hit me until maybe because, okay, Polly, the wife, when she would nurse Tegan, she had a bruise on her arm.
Mm-hmm.
And Tegan automatically was like, oh my gosh, her husband
is
Hank,
hurting her.
And she's a kindred spirit. She gets me. She's so... she's here and she's going to help me get out of this situation.
And she's over here fantasizing of this version where, oh my God, we're both going to escape out of here, escape from Hank, and everything will be okay. I'm going to end up at the hospital, treat my leg because she still hasn't seen what her leg looks like because she refuses to take off her boot. And so Polly got that bruise from a neighbor. She likes to take care of the neighbor's daughter because the neighbor really neglects the daughter.
Yeah.
And her name's Sadie, the little girl. And she'll feed Sadie and talk to her. And the dad confronted her and ended up hurting her and bruised her arms. And he like threatened her and was like, stay away from Sadie or else. Like,
and he also says the line like, stay away from my girl. We know about that time you did in the psych ward.
Mm.
And so I'm like, just gonna store that in here.
Yeah.
So Polly, her whole thing, I'm gonna kind of go through this pretty quick, is that she is infertile, so she can't have children, and her wonderful husband Hank. Think about the most generous man you've ever met times 10. This is what Hank was. Well, but so she always wanted to have a family with him, and she always wanted children because she had a really nice mom. So she wanted that in her life and she could never get it. And they had several situations where they did like all of the treatments to help you be fertile. They did adoption, which never went through, or fostering, which never went through. And it just never worked. And it was sad because they talked about a situation where they thought she was pregnant, and Hank got so excited that he got like a little bear
with the heart
for the baby, and they just never used it because she wasn't pregnant. And it just sucks. So Polly sees Tegan,
a young pregnant girl who
looks like she's not taking care of herself.
Well, there was also a lot of situations where I understand because of the way that Tegan would speak, where she was just like, no, give me the strongest painkiller you have. And Polly was like, that's not good for the baby. And she's just like, it's my body. Like, I'm in pain.
Yep.
Or she would be like, I'm craving tuna. And she's like,
you can't eat tuna.
You can't eat tuna. So everything that Tegan would say would make it sound like she did not care at all about her baby. So I can get why Polly was so bitter, because I feel like it would be unfair. Like, you're like so desperate to have a child, but it's like this girl over here doesn't even care that she's pregnant. And also she assumes that it was through a one-night stand, even though Tegan lies and tells her that she's married
to Jackson. God. She lies about having a husband, but then when Polly like checks her social media, it's just pictures of Tegan drunk.
Oh, yeah. So that was another reason why she really did not like Tegan. But she immediately had this whole plan in her head, like, I'm going to convince her somehow to give me her child, and it's going to be great. But she was very, like, unhinged and scary. Like, her thought process, I was like, Polly? And it's sad because Tegan really believed that Polly was super sweet and so nice, and Hank was the bad one.
And it's funny because Hank, the sweetest man in the world, touched by God, he was like, babe, I know that you really want to take care of this lady, but we should take her to the hospital. And Polly was like, no, she's fine. She wants to stay. And he would believe her, but still kind of push like, but she should probably go. And he would constantly bring up like, when's the last time you talked to
Dr.
Swinsky? And then she's like, I don't need to talk to
Dr. Swinsky. I'm good.
And he's like, okay, but just like, it's just us two. And it's okay if it's just us.
Like, he was very content with it just being them two.
Yeah. Wow.
This was just a weird journey. Because I really cared for Hank a lot.
Yeah, me too.
And because I really cared for him and he really cared for his wife, I was like, okay.
Get you a man that loves his wife.
I want you guys to be happy, but I really did not like Polly. I really wanted the worst for her when she was like keeping her in the basement and lying to her and telling her like, oh, well, you know, nobody came to shovel the snow, so we can't take you to the hospital. Oh, no, the phones aren't working. The service is still down.
Hank could take you today, but you gotta wait until 7. Here, you want some mashed potatoes with some Benadryl in it?
Yeah. Well, she wouldn't say Benadryl, but
with the bennies. Yeah. But she was doing everything in her power to make sure that Tegan stayed in the basement. It wasn't until like the police showed up one day because Tegan was obviously missing and her brother probably called the authorities.
Yeah.
And
they questioned Polly and
Polly lied.
Polly lied and she got her husband to lie too. And I felt so bad for Hank. He really did not want to lie.
That line when he came back in and she was like, oh my gosh, you do love me. Thank you so much for lying for me. Really, it's really going to be worth it. And then Freida, you really ate with this one. When Polly described her husband's face as one she doesn't recognize and she can't describe what feeling it is, but it's not sadness and it's not anger. I'm like, that bitch is disappointed and disgusted at you right now.
Yeah. He was going through it.
He loved her. And it hurt my heart because you learn a little bit about the way they met. And he was just a shy man who liked this girl.
And the only reason they ended up together was because she had the guts to ask him out.
Yeah. It's really getting me. Oh my God.
Okay, let's skip forward.
Wait, also, side note. Do you notice this is the first Freida book that we've read that has 2 non-toxic men in it? Thank you. She's really changing it up here.
But it was still predictable, which is crazy.
I know, it's fine though.
So then Tegan's brother shows up at Polly's door.
Dennis?
Yes, Dennis. And he seems really broken up over Tegan's disappearance. He's just like asking Polly, are you sure you haven't seen this girl? I mean, her car crashed nearby and this is the closest house. And she's just like, no, but I'm so sorry. Hey, do you want to come in for some tea? Or was it coffee? Was it coffee?
Coffee. Can I ask you something? Him being that broken up at that point, do you think that was genuine?
I don't know. I feel like it was just there to kind of like throw us off.
Okay.
Because I was already suspecting him way before this.
Okay. Were you?
I was like, Dennis is being a little weird.
I forgot Dennis existed until he showed up again.
I was like, why is he so persistent on her signing it? Yeah. Because he kept bringing it up over and over. He was just like, why aren't you signing the document or whatever? I was like, do you know what this is for? I don't think they ever said if he knew what it was.
No, they didn't.
Well.
But he comes in and everything's fine. He doesn't know that Tegan is there. Tegan's trying every possible way to get out. She tries starting a fire.
She does start a fire.
Yeah. She didn't work out. She tries injecting.
Well, you're saying everything that she tries, but in this moment that he's there, she starts a fire. He leaves. And then by the time that Polly goes down there, she's able to stop the fire. And she's just like, girl, you're crazy.
Oh my God. And that line where she's like, wow, you're starting a fire. You really don't care about your baby.
I know. I was like, she's trying to get out of here. She's trying to save her baby from you. And then after a while, she's like so over it. And then she stabs her with a fork on her hand. I was a little upset when Hank got really mad at her over that. When he was like, don't ever touch my wife again.
I protect my wife.
Excuse me, sir. Your wife is keeping me hostage. If I want to stab her with a fork, I will.
I get it.
I
will. Rage that Hank felt?
No.
He just loves his wife so much. See this fork? He like bends it with his freaking fingers.
With his mind.
I know. That's what I think about the fork. He spits it out. It's a spoon now. Oh my God. I love Hank. So if he loves his wife that's not all there.
You love her too?
Yeah, I guess. I'm there for that shit. I loved him so much. He could have said.
I just don't understand why he didn't try to help her.
because he didn't understand. And I think one of his biggest flaws, sorry, King, is that
like he's a real person.
in order to not feel anything towards the situation, I just think he tried to ignore it. And he did that shit a lot. He would just be like, whatever, my wife's going through a moment. I just hope this ends soon. I'm just not going to say goodbye to her when I go to work. Not really talk to her. We're not going to have relations. We're not going to anything.
No kiss goodbye. No kiss hello.
Me, I'm just, if I was her, I'd be like, I'm sorry, King.
She did threaten him, though, because there was a point where he was like, I'm going to take her to the hospital. And she was like, if you do that, I'm going to hurt myself.
I hated that because I was really rooting for the fact that even if Polly is a little not there, I hope that no matter what, she will always love her wife. Whoa. Sorry, I was thinking I was him. I was really hoping that she would just really love Hank and that would always stay true. But there were points where it's like, wait, he doesn't want me to keep Tegan here for us to have a baby? He doesn't love me. And it's like, how fucking dare you? You see what he did for you? He turned that fork into a spoon for you.
And then she was making it seem like he also desperately really wanted this. Like, I'm doing this for us.
Yeah.
And it's like, this man doesn't care. He just wants you. That's it.
Yeah.
So after she stabbed her with a fork, then she threatened her with the syringe.
Yes. And
nothing came out of that, though, because she was really weak at this point.
Yes. I think it's around this time where they finally take off Tegan's boot and her wound is the worst it could be.
Yeah,
like
it's
broken.
infected.
It's infected and she can't feel her toes anymore. So it's getting really bad.
So then Polly panics and she's like, oh my God, I have to get her antibiotics because the baby, she's just worried about the baby. And she used to be a nurse.
So
we said that, but she got fired because she worked in like the NICU with the newborns. And she was holding a newborn a little too long. And I don't think she tried to leave with it. I don't remember.
But she refused to let the baby go.
Oh, she didn't give it back. And so because of this episode, she got fired. But she still used her she used her doctor's information to get antibiotics.
Yes. And so around this time, she leaves for a bit to go get the medication. And Hank comes down to check on Tegan. And Tegan's just like, please just let me go to the hospital. And he's so like, oh my God, wait, she's been hurt this whole time? Polly's been telling me she's been fine. What the H? So takes Tegan and is not really saying much, just like, I'm taking to the hospital. And she's like, no, you're not. You're kidnapping me. And she's like freaking out.
And she's hallucinating at this point. She's hallucinating Simon.
Yeah.
And in her mind, she's like, oh my God, I knew it. I knew I couldn't trust Hank. Of course, he's working with Simon.
But when she does end up at the hospital, they're parked in front and he's just like, I hope you know that my wife, Polly, I love her so much. And she was one of the best nurses out there.
She was.
And she loves family and she loves me and she loves kids. And
she loves kids a little too much.
And I hope you know, like from the bottom of my heart, that I will help her as much as I can. Just please don't ruin her life. And it kind of clicks for Tegan.
Well, she's still kind of out of it. Yeah. So it doesn't click until like after.
Yes.
After she's treated. And it was so funny because the nurses were like, why did you wait so long? She's like, I didn't want to. I didn't want to wait this long.
Yep. So when Hank gets home, Polly's there and it's like, where's Tegan? The cops are going to come. And it's like, no, I took her to the hospital. And now I need to go take you to see your doctor. And she just completely refuses just straight up hates this man at this point. And he's so heartbroken, but my God, this is really through sickness and through health.
For better, for poorer.
Yes.
No, for better, for worse. Richer, poorer. If I was Hank, I would have been like, girl, I know what I said during the vows, but I didn't think it was going to get this bad.
Don't you remember I said, like, just for...
Please don't embarrass
Just
me.
kidding.
Please.
You didn't see behind you, huh? And he, like, crossed his fingers. No, this man, he was there. Ride or die. King.
Did she deserve it? No.
But it just goes to show you stick around. Okay, wait. I don't want to spread the wrong message. I just really like that he was a man that was trying his best to help his wife. She was a little crazy, though. But hey,
Yeah.
he was trying his best to do everything in his power to help. But she obviously was not appreciating this. So what she ends up doing is she finds her old scrubs and she's like, I'm going to go take that baby. And so she brings, I think, scissors because she's planning to off Tegan and take the baby. So while this is going on.
Before we go on,
Yeah.
I do need to also bring up that she almost broke her other leg. Don't you remember that Polly was concerned that Tegan was too much of a fighter? So she was like, you know what? One of these days she's going to like somehow walk out of here. So I need to break her other leg. And so she snuck into the basement with like a hammer, I think. Yep. And she was about to do it. I was so scared. I was literally anxious for Tegan in this moment. But luckily, for some reason, she backed away.
Yes.
I think because she realized what she was doing.
She chickened out. So then when she was going to the hospital, she was like, if I chickened out doing that, how am I going to follow through doing this? So while this is going on, while Polly's heading to the hospital, she woke up. She feels so much better than she has for the past few days. Finally got a good night's sleep.
And she's now kind of like processing what's happened. And the police haven't interrogated her yet, but she's still kind of like,
how do I tell them
everything that happened? And like, no, actually she was ready to tell on Polly. I remember she was like, oh, when I talk about Polly, just wait.
So then at that time, Jackson comes in.
And Dennis, I think, is already there.
I'm going to tell it kind of out of order, but I'm going to tell the important conversations. So Jackson, when it's just her and Jackson alone, she feels really uncomfortable because she doesn't trust him. She figures out through the police that her car was tampered with.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what caused the crash. And
they cut the brakes.
Oh, well, how did she not notice that? Wait, this car hasn't stopped? She was just really lucky with green lights. It just kept going.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Any sense well, that's how telenovelas are. Like they never try to stop until they're going way too fast.
Yep, oh, I hate it.
Mia breaking every 5 seconds.
I'm scared. But he was like, I need to talk to you. I thought about what I said to you, and that was so not king of me. I'm sorry, I didn't slay at that moment. I didn't slay.
He's apologizing because
boy
of the
really
way,
fumbled.
The way that he reacted after he found out that Simon had taken advantage of her. And he was like, the way that I reacted was terrible. I shouldn't have reacted that way. I should have trusted you.
I didn't trust him at this moment because it felt weird to me that he kept getting closer to her. And I'm like, no, you stay right where you are. She's already been hurt enough. So I was really worried about her. But then her brother came in and I'm like, oh, thank God.
And saved her, right.
And so she tells him, like, no matter what, I'm not taking the money. And he's like, no, but you have to understand that it's worse now than whatever it was back then. He's like,
girl, you're a broke bitch, okay? And I can't afford you and your child.
Yep.
So you need to just pull yourself up and sign the damn document. I didn't trust him. You were mistrusting of Jackson. I was mistrusting of Dennis. I was like, no, Dennis is being too pushy.
So she falls asleep. And at this time, Polly walks in.
Ready to end it.
And when she walks in, she sees Dennis with a syringe next to Tegan's IV fluids.
And he's trying to put more morphine in the bag.
As an overdose. And it's funny because Polly is over here like, oh, he's doing the job for me. I should just stand back and watch and admire. But it's like she can't think of doing that. So she helps and is like, what are you doing? And he immediately runs, and her dressed as a nurse is like, stop that man.
Right.
All the security, the cops, everything show up, and she dips. She's like, it's not about me anymore.
Yeah.
But at that time, Jackson walked in as well. And Jackson saw her name tag and it said Polly, and was like, right? He saw her?
I don't think he saw her, but I don't think he saw the name.
Because I just remember hearing the, oh, thank you, Polly. And she didn't really know, like, how do you know my name? But then she saw that she had the name tag.
Oh, you could be right. I don't exactly remember this moment.
But I do remember that when Tegan wakes up, she's like, it was my brother
this whole time. And then Jackson explains, like, yeah, this really nice, chill nurse saved your life. And we've never seen her again. It's like she's a ghost or something. And because she realized that Polly saved her, she was like, all right, then I won't tell the police about her. So when the police ask her, she's just like, oh, I don't really remember.
And the way that she knew that it was Polly is that when she was sitting at the bed, there was a little teddy bear. Well, Jackson bought her a teddy bear for her kid, which...
No, that was way after. That was like when she was home already.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. Queen fumbled. Okay, so epilogue. Oh, wait, no, before that. So when Polly gets home, it's because Hank picks her up from the hospital and they go home together, and she just goes like, I couldn't do it. I hope you know I couldn't do it, and I'm ready to call my doctor now. And they're okay.
Yeah.
But then when they're pulling up to the house, they see the lights, cop lights. And she's so ready, like, we're both going to jail.
Yeah.
But they notice it's for the next door neighbor, and it's because Sadie, the little girl, her dad, fell down the stairs while he was drunk and suffocated in the snow. And that's kind of like the end of their story at that point. That's all that we know that happened. And so when we go back to the epilogue, we're back with Tegan. She has had her kid for a while now. And I think she named her kid Tia.
Tia, yeah. Or was it Tina? No, Tia.
Tia. And her kid is really healthy. She is getting a lot of financial support. Oh, Simon has to give her child support.
Yeah.
But also Jackson is there to support her as well.
Yeah, they're together now.
Well, not yet. They don't get together until the end because he's just been helping her. And she brings up, like, I want to make my kid's life as great as possible because, you know, she's not going to have a dad, so I want to make up for it. And he's just kind of like, well, why won't she have a dad?
Yeah.
I mean, I could think of one really good candidate right now
who could
off
step
the top
up
of my head that starts with a J, ends with an accent. So, and I thought it was really cute because she brought up the idea, like, well, if I do that, I'm going to have to date again. And he's like, well, why is that so bad? I ate that shit up.
Oh my God.
I ate that up. And I was so down. And she was too. She was like, yeah, you're right. You want to stay for dinner? And he went into the bathroom and cried.
And he stayed for dinner and forever. And then I think at this point she notices the teddy bear that had belonged to Polly. And Polly had written her a note.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it said though.
My bad, Polly.
My bad. Hope you and Tuna are doing great. Love you, girl. And so now we go to Polly and Hank, and in their life, they basically adopted Sadie. And it's just like very cute, very domestic. I kind of had a feeling that that's the kid they were going to end up with.
Yeah.
And the reveal, you know, because there's always a plot twist and another plot twist.
As Freida does.
We find out that actually it was Hank who ended the neighbor's life because he realized that he was hurting Sadie and was like, not on my watch. And so Sadie witnessed it, but she never told anyone.
Yep.
The end. And they all live happily ever after.
That's crazy.
What parts were you really freaked out in?
The basement.
Yeah.
Just the entire basement of her staying there in the dark. And then her feeling like there was something watching her while she was in the basement.
Well, Polly was convinced that her mother's ghost was in the basement.
That's so scary. It's scaring me now.
I'm sorry.
The idea of you sitting in a room feeling like there's something else in there, but no way to prove it. I'm gone.
Oh my God.
She's
on topic, off topic. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you out of context, but
okay.
The other night my husband and I were talking, and he was like, isn't it crazy to think that someone is in our room right now? And it was nighttime, and I was like, what are you talking about?
Why would he say that?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He was like, I'm talking about our room on our honeymoon, because we were talking about our honeymoon. But I felt like there was like a long enough pause where I wasn't thinking about the room anymore, or the honeymoon experience.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't ever say that to me again, especially at night. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry.
The feeling of being watched is the same feeling I got the time we filmed Banana Fish.
Oh my God.
Did you feel that too?
I felt that.
Right? It felt like someone was in the backyard.
Like dread.
Yes. Oh my God. It's such a weird feeling to describe, but you and I felt it at the same time, and I felt it. We were cosmically connected.
we both like got so serious, and we were just like,
can you hold my hand when I go to sleep? Like, I was so scared, dude.
Okay, yeah. No, I get it. I feel like the basement scenes were really creepy, and especially because I just got so anxious not knowing how Tegan was going to escape.
Yep. I totally understand, and 1000% felt that too. I could not stand it. Polly, 2 thumbs down for me. Queen didn't serve.
And it was kind of crazy because I was thinking there's no way that Polly's going to get away with this, right?
She kind of did.
She kind of did, but I mean, it's because Hank loves her too much. And we love Hank, so damn.
So therefore, we love Polly.
No. No, we tolerate Polly.
I think that this is one of the best Freida books we've written. Kind of scared.
We read.
We read. Well, the reveal.
It's me, unmasked.
I start over here. I pull it off. We're both Freida. It's just one big Freida. By the way, I can never write like this. It's so freaking beautiful.
Yeah, it's too good.
I feel like out of everything she's written, this is the best we've ever read. I am surprised that she just kind of pushes them all out.
I know. I was thinking that too while I was reading this. Like, how the heck is she just so filled with so much knowledge? Like, just so much inspiration.
You think she's just in the writing room? Okay, but what if the wife is bad, but she's kind of good? And they're like, yes, Freida, yes.
Keep it going.
Slay queen. I really felt that energy in this.
I did really love this book, but my only complaint is that I felt like this was the most predictable one.
But wouldn't you say all of her books are kind of predictable?
No, we did not predict any of them.
Okay, you're talking about me though. I can never predict anything.
So why are you saying they're all predictable?
Because I feel like they have like a similar
formula.
They have a similar formula to them. But I feel like there's kind of like a beauty in it.
I pictured everything so well. Please, I really need this to be a movie.
Dude, who would play who? Anne Hathaway, every single character.
Let me think. Tegan.
Tegan has to be someone young.
Sabrina Carpenter. Think about it. I would be so heartbroken. Like, please get my girly out.
Okay, she's locked in. Yes, that's the one. But then someone older who's a little unhinged.
Older, unhinged?
Yeah. I don't know. Hank, Adam Driver. Just kidding. That's the first person I think.
Why do you always pick Adam Driver? He's not like buff. No. Like, you know what? It's not buff.
Who's like beard.
You know what I mean? Like big. Like,
who's big? Who's the biggest man you could ever think of?
Actor? I don't know.
Who has that, like...
Are you good with actors' names?
Oh, no.
Me neither. We were playing a game on... Because I guess there's like a video on YouTube. There's a couple videos where they're like, can you name this actor? And I was like, I'm going to be so bad at this. And there was a couple where I was like, I know them, but I don't know their name.
I remember I used to do those on TikTok all the time.
Really?
When you would like duet. And it'll just be like, guess the song. And I did like a Disney edition because I was like,
you don't know any Disney though.
I sat there and looked like an idiot for like 7 songs. And I was just like,
Oh my god!
I didn't get any of them.
Really? I'm
just
so
couldn't.
curious to know which songs. Like, were they?
I don't think you would have known it either because it was like Disney radio songs, and we
okay.
weren't Disney radio girlies.
No, unfortunately.
Were you?
Wait, like who though?
I would have to show it to you. I'll show you the video because I
Like
still have
Hannah
it.
Montana or
No, like deep Disney lore.
I only had Disney for like a very short moment in my life. Luckily, it was during Hannah Montana, and that was
Of course,
That
that's
was
the
literally
most important part.
That's my lore. Thank you.
I think that this book is really good, but I don't think it's a 5 in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Only because this isn't a book that I can see myself going back to. This is kind of a one and done for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if I'm rating it on Storygraphs, I would give it like a 4.75.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna give it a 4. For now.
I think I'm the same way as you, where I don't think I would give it a 5, but I really enjoyed the story.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would give it like a 4.5
I love that.
on like Fable, but of course on Goodreads. I don't really use Goodreads that much anymore, but if I were to rate it on Goodreads, it'd be a 4.
I love that for us. 5 out of 5 Hank. 10 out of 10 Jackson.
Wow, you like Jackson more.
I love Jackson.
Wow. But you didn't trust him.
It's okay. It's okay. He came back. He came back better than ever.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
I think I'm ready to let the story go.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a month or something. Frida will release 6 other books and we'll talk about one of them.
I'm sure she has another book lined up for this year.
I can't believe she's like that. I'd be so tired. I'd be so tired. This one time I wanted to write and I wrote a title and I was like,
You're like, my brain was
I'm
throbbing.
going to take a 6-month break. So,
It's like that one episode of SpongeBob where he
oh,
was
with
like,
the word the?
he was like,
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
And it's just the, but really beautiful. That was so beautiful.
It really was. To anyone who is listening to us in audio form, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on, thank you so much. If you can please leave a rating of 5 stars, because that helps us so much with exposure. Or if you could leave a review recommending us our next read, that would be amazing. I'm kind of feeling it's been a while since we've read a harem or a Why Choose. I think it's time. Someone out there, if you have a good one,
I don't know.
I want it.
They are never that good though.
But I eat them up regardless.
If you're interested in supporting us a little bit more, we do have a Patreon, which you can find us under patreon.com/bookfix. But if you don't want the commitment of monthly, then you can find us on Ko-fi, which is ko-fi.com/thebookfix, or buymeacoffee.com/thebookfix.
If you want to support us and you're watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we post every Tuesday and Thursday. Our Thursday episodes are not book specific, but we've recently been doing a lot of character AI.
Oh, and we've been having so much fun.
It makes me miss writing. I don't know if it makes you feel the same way.
Yeah, because of it, I've started writing again.
Really?
Yeah, so it's been a huge help. I want to take this moment and thank Cheli because of you. I started writing again.
I felt the shift in the wind.
Did you?
I was at work and I was like, whoa.
Whoa.
Did you guys feel that?
She's typing. I can feel it.
I have been writing a little bit, but nothing substantial enough yet. But I've started. I
can't wait to see.
I'm also excited. If you want to support us on social media or join our book clubs on Goodreads and Fables, we do have a link tree. It's linktr.ee/thebookfix. Thank you. So why don't we read a positive and negative review about this book?
Okay.
This comes from Sarah, who gave it a 5 out of 5. And she wrote, she loves horror novels best of all. And that was when Polly was talking about her mom. Reminiscent of Misery. I really enjoyed reading this while being stuck at home with a snowstorm myself.
Okay, so my negative review comes from Zoe. They gave it 1 out of 5 and they wrote, if Timu wrote Misery. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye. Dang.
There's a lot of reviews who mentioned Misery. I kind of want to watch it now.
I've heard only good things about it.
Really?
I know that there was like lore with the person who acted in it. but I don't remember what ended up happening to her. Now we gotta watch it. So the next episode, I'm gonna know everything. Big brain.
My brain's gonna be double size. It's all gonna be all this knowledge from Misery.
I love it.